Okay, so now it's down and I try to talk not too much loud. So yeah, I was introduced. I'm Marjan Zarkerin, and on behalf of IOTA, I'm going to present some scientific achievements of IOTA and recent activities. Next slide, please. So the content of my talk is going to be IOTA department. So I will introduce the active departments. I will talk about the publications that the IOTA member have had during last year. A little about national cooperations with other astronomical groups and also universities. And I'm going also to talk about international events like conferences, workshops, and I also have some comments from IOTA President, IOTA Pro, that at the end I will present it. Next slide, please. So currently IOTA has two departments, occultation and TNOs, and the other is variable stars and exoplanets. The occultation and TNOs have 12 members and they are active members. They observe moon occultations, asteroid occultations, and we have 5 groups performing 2 long-term projects. For the variable stars, we have much more members. The reason is that variable stars are also heavily studied in the universities. In master program and PhD students of astronomy and astrophysics do that, so more people have heard about it. And for variable stars and exoplanets, observations are being done in Iran Space Agency in Tehran. And we have already some results, and one of them has already published, but 3 are in preparation, so the drafts are ready, but they are going back and forth between the experts. And yeah, new projects are also defined for the students. Next slide, please. So I told you that some long-term projects are defined by the IOTA. So one of them is when we, at the sunset and sunrise, we have the sun above -6 degrees. And on the other side of the sky, we have moon and we have a star. What should be the maximum apparent magnitude for the star so that we can observe its occultation with the moon? So different groups are trying to present the results, are trying to find the criteria, and it is under a huge debate. Next slide, please. The other project is about, okay, now suppose that we have a full moon, and for that we want to observe a star occultation again. Again, the question is, what is the maximum apparent magnitude for the star? So how faint can a star be, and then we can record it occultation and all this stuff. And so in these 2 projects, we have 2 groups of members. Some experts that they have had experiences with previous occultations, and some new members who are getting trained to observe an occultation. And yeah, and the groups gather together. We gather almost every 5 or 4 months in Tehran, and they present their results. Sometimes it goes under a huge discussion, and the experts give comments, and yeah, sometimes they have made some mistakes, and sometimes you're so happy for breaking in or for creating a new criteria, but then we try to supervise them and to let them scientifically to discuss, to learn, and to be really experts in observation of occultation of the stars with the moon. Next slide, please. So here, and also effect is disappeared. So now we have about IOTA publications. We have Journal of Occultation and Eclipse. Now it is number 33. Around 3,000 physicists, amateur astronomers, people read this journal, and so we have connected nowadays with many astronomy groups within the Iran, and we send the journal, and it is well distributed. Four people are working for the journal. It was supposed that I also help them, but unfortunately currently I'm really busy with university responsibility I have recently got, so I try little by little to come into the journals, and the future hope is that we can submit it as an ISI journal, so that the astronomers within Iran and the astronomers within Middle East can publish the results in a journal that is widely spread in the country. So so I think some of you also received the journal. What I would like to ask is that please read it. If you have papers, if you have some interesting things to send it to us, it is highly appreciable. And please forward it also to interested people wherever on this planet they are. Next slide, please. So the next ISO publications that are being prepared are 2 books. So I couldn't find better expressive pictures for the students and for the members who are working on these 2 books, because sometimes you're really panicked. So the one book is translation about observation of exoplanets for amateur astronomers. Students, especially high school students, are very much interested in this chapter, but we need to give them something really for the amateurs. We also have some amateur astronomers that like to do that. The other thing is writing a book. So so we know that the first generation of IOTA members, that they were working as bachelor students in observatory of Iran Space Agency. They have gone to master degree, and some even to PhD, and now they are busy, and the new members who do the observations want to analyze their light curves for binary stars, for variable stars, always are looking for them. So, and they are busy, sometimes they distribute along the country, across the country. So we decided to ask them to share their experiences by writing a book. So now they are gathered together, they write different sessions, they send it to us, and then we organize it, and we hope that we can have a book to give it to anybody who goes to the observatory, who got the data, and then by self-education they can learn how to analyze the data. And and it is, I think, a very good reference for the future of IOTA 2. Next slide, please. So national collaborations, as I already mentioned, we are connecting with more astronomy groups within the Iran, and we are being in cooperation with Iran Astronomy Society and Iran Space Agency. Iran Astronomy Society is a very, very old society, and for most of the time that you want to do something, they are much more famous than IOTA, of course, and many famous university professors are in that community from different fields, not only from astronomy, but most physicists. And Iran Space Agency, both of them are really good centers for that. Nowadays, I have joined also university, and the first thing I did was organizing astronomy club for that university, and I hope that we can try to connect the students by students. So what I do, I have bachelor students, they come to the astronomy club of university, and then they have friends in other universities because they have come from different. In Iran, we have national entrance exam for the universities. So when you attend the course, when you attend the class, you have a student from all over the country, and I hope that we can benefit from these person-to-person corporations and connections. So now we have very active groups. 3 circles are shown, if you can see that. So on west, we have in Desful, and east we have in Zahedan and in Birjan. In 3 provinces, let's say, we have active groups. They do the observation, they send the results to us, and then we send the results sometimes to Mr. Gold, and yeah, and they are really active members that we have in South, and we can be happy that we are working quite independently. Next slide, please. So we also have organized some international events like workshops. I personally persuaded and I always encourage Attila to do that. So we had 2 international events last year. So we had winter school, and this summer we had summer school. Our winter school is called Academia. It is because of the Latin-based meaning of that. And yeah, so for the normally 35 people are attending the conferences, the workshops, and the schools. And the winter school was 5 days, and the summer school was 3 days. In the summer school, we not only gave some scientific hands-on training to students for like how to work with CCD, how to take pictures, how to analyze pictures, how to work with MaximDL software, how to work with delta scooties and all these things, but also we give them some softer skill workshops like how to present yourself, how to write a paper, how to give a good presentation. So we try to use them as our messengers to their universities, to the society, and yeah, so all these things are also being done in the workshop. Next slide, please. So the conferences, apart from the workshops, we also have conferences. In the workshops, sometimes we have Iranian students from other countries. For example, we had Iranian students from Netherlands, from Turkey, from Georgia, and other places attending that in Iran Space Agency. But the conferences, mostly they are Iranian students who hear the conferences both from presenters who are inside the country and from the presenters or the people who give it from outside the country. Last year, for example, we had Dr. Eberhard Riff from Germany, and we have Dr. Ferlis from France, and we also had 2 speakers from United States and Netherlands, and it was a 3-day conference, and students and members loved it and they asked for it. So next slide, please. So after we saw how people are interested in that, we organized another international conference, and this year that it would be on 24th of October, and we have different presentations from all around the world. And in this presentation, I'm going to talk about astrobiology. I have worked on bionics, and now I like astronomy, so under supervision of Professor Hakipur. He is in Astrobiology Center in Hawaii. I would like to start entering into world of bioastrology and all these things. And so it's not only going to be about occupations, and Eclipse, but also some new aspects and some other stuff that we can bring within occultation into the society. So next slide, please. Yeah, so I presented almost what I wanted to present. Now I have some comments and some messages from Attila Pro, the president of IOTA ME for IOTA. So as Attila told me was that about 1 year ago he has recommended that different parts of IOTA and different sections of IOTA to be more in cooperation. Especially it is important for us because in Iran most of the people who are actively working in this field are very young and have very little experiences. So if we have some documents, if we have some notes, lectures, whatever, even online lectures, online training, and more cooperations through sending emails or getting news about the events and everything, that would be a great help for our young, very young organizations with very young members. So the suggestion would be that now IOTA, different sections of IOTA has different websites. It would be really good to have a website that we can see different sections, and in different sections links of everything is there, and and also for the data. I think we have the members had a problem to reach to the data banks because they said, okay, Mr. Gulf has some data banks, but we don't have access to all of it, and not all the data are in that. And that was also an issue that they told me that I should mention. The other thing is that we need more support, and we would like to ask for more support from IOTA, because it is possible for us to contact International Astronomy Union for not only getting scientific help but also getting financial help. But but something that we would like, we really need the credit from IOTA, so that we really need the credit from IOTA to write on them as a part of IOTA as the Middle East branch, and then ask for help and ask for support in any case that we want. So we really need this credit from IOTA. And the other thing is that we have international conferences. We very much like that every year some people from other branches of IOTA attend it, so that we not only just read each other's names in the emails, but also to meet in person and to benefit from your experiences. So I think that's all for the moment. Thanks for your attention, and I'm here to answer your questions. Thank you very much.